Hey there, and happy Friday, happy Halloween also. So I have a couple trick-or-treaters. They had early out today at school, and I came home and they were already here, and it was like so fun. So we've got Jimmy Dugan. Say hi, Jimmy Dugan.
Hi.
Yep, okay. And then we've got Dottie.
Daddy.
Yep, so they're from A League of Their Own. I love that movie, you guys. So I thought that was just so fun. And little sister will be joining them to go trick-or-treating, and she's going to be...
Kit.
Kit. Yes, that's right. I was going to say Maeve. That's another character. All right, so before we came live, do you want to show them what we made here? We made little rain...
made a box.
Yes, they made little treat boxes. So these were from my stamp camp, and I'll be doing a video later, but I thought I have to show you. So we're going to zoom in. I had some extra googly eyes that Stampin' Up! Used to have. They did a great job on their boxes with reindeers. So yeah. But let me show you what we're going to do today. Yep, so say bye, ladies.
Bye.
Yep, so that was Weston and Mackenzie. Weston's 7, almost 8 soon, and Mackenzie's 5. So when they were littler, they made a lot more appearances. So if you've been with me for a few years, you can remember maybe even me holding them up sometimes. They were so little, and because of school, they just don't get to be on there very often. So what I'm bringing you today is not the treat boxes, but I'm bringing you, they don't know it, but I stopped. I try to honor their parents' wishes, and when they say, oh, they get too much candy, so I try and honor that. And today I got them like activity books, glow sticks, stickers, stuff like that. So I'm excited to show them. Hopefully they don't find the bag now that they're on their own back there. So all right, so let me show you this fun card made with the Woodland Scenery. I just love Stampin' Up's nature sets when they come up with those. Just anything with trees, deer, wildlife, that kind of thing. And then of course, I know a lot of you like that too. So I was hoping to squeeze this in before Mom or Dad came to grab them for trick-or-treating. All right, so here we have Woodland Scenery. Oh, I forgot to grab my mini catalog. I don't know why I would be distracted with all of them being extra here, right? They were pretty excited to make their boxes. All right, so on page 19, so we've got the mini catalog here. Page 19 is the Woodland Scenery, not to be confused. Like sometimes when they put stamps on top of each other, like as shown here, this is one stamp set, this is the other. And so the Woodland Scenery is just that top one. But, oh, here, I got rid of it so fast. So you can see some of the samples there, too, that they've come up with. Hey there, Missy. So we've got the stamp set here. You can see it a little bit. And it is smaller images. So with the smaller images, I naturally want to try to make, like, build a scene with it. So let's walk through that together. And so my color combination today is, the ladies loved it. Like, I'm never sure. And you can see my outfit. It kind of matches the card today. It's kind of like Where's Waldo, but in Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I've got Early Espresso, Pretty Peacock, Basic White. And then this is called Wood Texture 12 by 12 Specialty Paper. And it doesn't probably pick it up too much as right now, but as we get going, you'll see what I'm going to do, and it'll pop. So that'll be fun. So that's kind of my color combination. And I think I want to start with, let's start with the actual building the scene. So we'll pull that aside, I have to think, because I am going to do something with my blending brush, and so I don't want to really get my fingers too inky because of that. Actually, I'm going to move my stamp set out of the way here. And I'm just going to bring out some scratch paper so that if I go off the sides, it doesn't get on my glass mat. And then if that happens, that's not the biggest deal. It's when I flip it over to put adhesive on the back that it might pick up some of that ink. Okay, so the two colors I'm using for my card today. Happy Halloween, Missy. I know, I just feel like there's a buzz in the air, and I'm so thankful. It's, it's a little bit chilly or whatever, but we've had worse ones, so kind of a nice night to be out and about. So the two colors I'm using, Pretty Peacock and Early Espresso. So I'm just going to open those both up right away, and got that. And I'm going to start in the middle with the cabin. I always feel like it's easiest to start in the middle and work out. So I'm going to ink up my cabin here with Pretty Peacock and kind of put that in the middle, maybe just down a smidge like so. So there's our cabin. Thank you, Missy. Yeah, they make such a great combination. I agree. These two colors are just kind of rich. And then I tell you what, I bet it took me like 2 hours to make this card, only because it wasn't like it was a hard card, but I was not getting the right combination. And what was happening was I was trying to put green trees, and then I realized it's like a winter scene. Who has green trees in the winter? No one. And as soon as I switched to early espresso, I could have done like a crumb cake. That would have been nice too. Then everything just fell in place together. So I'm just going to put some trees on both sides here. There was actually in the stamp set, the set of trees here, 3 trees, and a single one too. So it's kind of nice to have that just plain single one for different things too. And what I love is you can see those little like markings on the bottom that the artist put little sketch marks on there for the trees, just to build dimension and create kind of that grounding landscape look. And I love that. So next we're going to grab this puff of smoke. I'm going to ink that up, but I'm going to stamp it off, and that way it'll be on my chimney a little lighter. I almost stamped that upside down, and it's photopolymer, so it's just going to puff right up. Maybe I should have put it down a little bit more. It's not the most terrible thing, but there. Maybe thought this was pretty square, but I don't know, my sample looks like it fitted in. Maybe it is down more. But I think also when I was doing my sample, I thought, oh, I wish I would have popped up just a little bit more to make room for the deer. So now this will be great. Yeah, oh, Missy, there's a chill in the air in Minneapolis. Yeah, you know, it did. We had some rain kind of move through here, and it did kind of make it seem like chilly or damp. But I think the kids will probably stay warm enough from running around. I'm heading up your way tomorrow for the Gophers game, so hopefully it's a sunny day at least for that. So I'm going to ink up this tiny little deer. I love this, and I feel like anytime there's a deer stamps that I have to buy it, I have to stamp with it, I almost use the bear. And it's like, oh, but I thought, I don't know. I wasn't sure if there's going to be enough room, because I'm adding a lot to a little square. So I stuck with the deer, so we've got that. And then the last thing I'm going to add to my square here is some little snowflakes. So anytime, this is my tip, anytime there's a little tiny stamp set, it's easy to squish and get too much. These are snowflakes, so they're pretty intricate. They're like little starbursts. So you just want the lightest tap, and even when you're stamping, you just kind of want to rest it on there, like so, because it's easy to, I'll actually like stamp some on here. It's easy to press a little too hard, and even press just a little too hard on there, like so, and then you kind of squish it out, and you kind of lose the fun starburst look. So you can see here squished versus the clarity of that. I don't know if the camera picks that up well, but you get the idea. So it's always important to just kind of do that. So I'm just going to go lightly kind of rest, and you know me, I don't like to rock, but sometimes just doing a little wiggle will help fill that in. And then I'm not going to ink up, and I'm just going to add a little bit more to make it look like there's more but lighter. So there we have that, just perfectly done there. I could add more, you know, here to have it fill in, but I just kind of like a little bit of space, the white space there. Okay, so that's kind of ready to go, and I'm going to set that aside. Now oh yeah, we definitely need this for the next step. Let's work with this fun wood textured 12 by 12 specialty paper. So this comes, like I said, 12 by 12. It's been in the annual catalog, and I think it was even in there last year. And I thought, oh, this is so cool. My people will love this. We need to have it. We need to use it. And then it sat there. I don't think I'm alone. I used to be nervous to admit that, but I think we are all too alike in that same respect, or we save it. So what I'm going to do is go counterclockwise, get some of that Pretty Peacock ink inked up in my brush, and then I'm going to give a pretty heavy amount here on this. And now as that fills in, you can see that that is pulling out that wood grain finish. So that kind of makes the wood grain then pop. Otherwise you don't see it too much, but now you see it. Originally I wanted to make this really light and have the darker tones show up more on my stamping and the cardstock. But when I did mine light, I just felt like it almost looked like it was a coordinating color and not Pretty Peacock itself. And I wasn't as happy. But then as people came through Stamp Camp and did theirs lighter, I liked theirs. So I don't know if it was just I didn't like the way mine was and they did a better job. That could possibly be. I have good stampers. But when I had it a little bit darker, I kind of liked it. And then even this, I guess this is way darker than even this, but the one I had was just too light. Gosh, I guess I did go heavy today. I was so worked up about trying to show you guys the wood grain and having that show up on the thing. Yes, I'm a big Gopher fan, Missy. Yes, well, you all know me. I love football, right? I think that's about it. Oh, hey, Weston, can you grab that adhesive and bring it in here? So we were making those cards, What's up? Yeah, I need that for my card I'm making. So we're making those cute treat box if you joined in right away. And so my adhesive is out there. Okay, so I'm going to just keep stamping here while he brings me that. We do have the sentiment, Hello Winter. If you watched my last video, I used the stamp set Choose Happy. Thank you so much. And that is where the Hello Winter comes from. So we've got the winter here and the hello. Yeah, Hello Winter right next to each other. So my last video I used this and here I am using it again. Like I said, it's great for all those little tiny words and for some seasonal images there. So that's where that comes from. I'm going to ink that up and stamp that out. But now I'm going to switch back to kind of building up the card. Weston came through with my adhesive. I forgot to grab that when we were done crafting our cute little reindeer boxes. So yeah, if you didn't tune in right away and want to see that, worth it. But I will be doing a video on those suitcase treat boxes too. They're on the last chance list, but I'm having fun with them while it lasts, right? All right, so why do we save everything? It's a sickness. Well, I won't go that far. I think it's human nature, but yes, I won't even go there, but yeah, for some people it is a sickness, and I know some people that it is, but I like to not save it that long or that much stuff, and I think part of what I do helps me. Things don't last long around here because I prep for so many classes. Like people are like, oh my goodness, you have a lot of cardstock. Well, I have to, and it comes and goes fast, put it that way. All right, so I'm going to put this down. So I measured this, I forgot already, 3.75 by 5. Yes, 3.75 by 5 is what I cut that down. And then I put it on kind of a skinny layer. So the turquoise, normally I do like the 1/4 inch, but here I just kind of did an 1/8 inch around the corners of it or edges. So then it is 3 7/8 by 5 and 1/8 there. So that is the measurement. So like I said, a little bit skinnier than that quarter inch. So we have that going there. Okay, this is my disclaimer of the day. Remember the Pretty Peacock and gold ribbon? Well, here we go again. I saved this and I thought this is so perfect for the card. And I try my hardest to never use retired things, or if I am, I'm putting them in as a choose option. Like, oh, I have the regular ribbon that you can buy that's current, or these are choices of retired. And having them as choices isn't bad, and showing them online isn't bad, because sometimes you guys have these same things and say to me like, oh, I finally have a reason or a project to use it up on. So it's not the worst thing, and this is so pretty. And I think it wasn't so much I was saving it, but I just bought it for classes and had extra. So I opened up this spool here because it is just perfect for today's project. So what I'm going to do is put down some adhesive along the sides here, because this isn't getting tied or anything. It's just going to go on here. So what I like to do is just kind of lay it over, and I know in my mind I want my cabin to kind of sit right about there, not adhering the cabin. So I want to just scoot this down just a little bit so it kind of sits towards the bottom third of that. And then I'm just going to push that into the adhesive there. All right, and now this whole piece is ready to go on the card base, which will be early espresso. Okay, so I've got that. There we go. And let's pull this over. And now, yeah, it just makes such a, I don't know, a warm card. Something about Pretty Peacock and Early Espresso together. I just need to remember to use that more. I think we all like love some certain color combinations, and then we use them all the time, or we kind of forget to go back to them. All right, so now I'm just going to grab some dimensionals. Like, I have so many sheets that look like this, guys, after Stamp Camp. And you guys are blowing my socks off. I had more people than usual this week at Stamp Camp here in my house. Loved it. The whole day was just a buzz of ladies crafting, chatting, laughing. It just warmed my heart. Like, I went to bed with the fullest heart. Tuesday, I have an upcoming stamp class in Fairmont. I have 28 people signed up, and that's like one of my largest ones in a while. I won't say it's the largest ever, but in quite a while. And so I'm excited for that. In fact, I might put out a post. I'm not sure, because then I have to stick to it, but I might invite people that can to come earlier just to help people kind of get through the station. So be looking for that post if I feel like I'm ready for people to come, maybe like at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. If you're signed up for Fairmont, I will post it on the event page if I do change that time on there. And if you come at your normal time, that's fine too. Okay, so we've got that so far. And then this Hello Winter. What I'm doing here is this is about, 7/8. I don't know why lately. I always used to be a 1 inch or a 3/4 inch girl, and lately the 7/8 has been a really nice width there. So I'm just taking that off of that strip, and then I'm going to put a little bit of tape on here and grab some Early Espresso just to kind of back that for a little bit of matting. So then this you will giggle at. So I had shared earlier too this week that on Saturday, my dear friend, we've been best friends since kindergarten, she came down and she was cutting away, doing my die cutting and my cardstock cutting for Stamp Camp on Tuesday here in my home to help me out. And I thought, well, she does that, we can chat away, and hopefully it can focus enough to design a card. So I'm designing this card, and she's like, ooh, I really like it. I said, okay, I'm so glad you're here, because this is the part of the card right now that is my phone a friend, text a friend, like, where should I put this sentiment? Because I didn't want it like right here in the middle. I mean, that's not the worst. So I've done that before, but I didn't want it just down just like that, really. I kind of wanted it over to the side. Do I line it up? Like, I spent way too much time doing that. So finally, she kind of just plopped it right there and said, okay, it's going to stay there. That's where it's going to be. So it's off just a hair from the frame there, and enough space to put a little embellishment there. Well, then I got excited, guys, because I have so many of these shades of green embellishments, because I love that Turtly Awesome suite. So I bought packages upon packages of the shades of green hexagons. And you might say, why would you bring in green turtle tiles onto this like pretty winter scene card? Well, look at how this, I have them stacked up so it's not as obvious, but look at how these colors here coordinate so perfect. So I'm always one to want to go through like all my embellishments that are current and go, which is going to match the best, not maybe what is meant to be, but what's going to match the best. So we've got that. And then these smaller ones are just kind of a lighter version. So I'm just going to put a small light one, and then that same darker one, but the small one over here. But I just love how those tiles fit this. So just kind of fun surprises as I went along. And like I said, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes creating from scratch, it's hard to do when I'm chatting away with people, or maybe it's like the nature of, it's pretty quiet here. My husband works a ton, so maybe it's what I'm used to. So I told her it's a compliment of our friendship that I was able to get so much accomplished while she was here helping me too. Like I wasn't like stressed out or distracted. And so that's a sign of true friendship too. And I feel like like a lot of you have your people that you are used to crafting with, or kind of your crafting buddies, and I think you can relate to that as well. So there's that. So I'm going to work now on the inside. Hello Winter is more of a note card, and so I'm just going to come back with some early espresso and those trees. And I'm just going to stamp these trees out kind of in the bottom corner here. And I'm going to add that deer as well. That's kind of the joy of having these images be kind of small, is that we can just kind of continue the scenery from the front into the inside without taking up a ton of space, but yet also connecting it and making it look a little extra special in the inside. So we got that there, like so. All right. Yeah, I keep thinking I did my video yesterday that showed the little words from Choose Happy and more of a fall set. And yesterday, guys, I met up with somebody. She's on my team, but I don't even say like, oh, I met up with a team member, because that makes it seem business. We did chat a little bit of business, but Amy met up. She's from Garrettson, and we had a fun time in Sioux Falls yesterday. So it's just all because of a friendship that was built from Stampin' Up, like connecting through Stampin' Up, and now we are just friends besides that. But I often say, like, I never say, oh, my customer or whatever. It's a rare thing. It's usually my stamping friend is how I refer to my stamping friends. So anyway, I'm kind of just doing a lot of segue chatting here today. Sorry about that. So we've got the Hello Winter, like I said, Woodland Scenery from the mini catalog if you're just joining in. And there you have that. So be looking for this. I kind of want to build on this. So many people like the stamp set. I want to bring this stamp set, the images, to all the classes that I'm doing, like continuing on this next month, but having a different look every time, because a lot of you are going from one location to a different location. I don't want to do the same card, but you might be using the same stamp set in a different way. And a lot of you say how much you like that too, because then you get more ideas, which is always fun as well. All right, so if you just joined in, you might want to just pop back and watch the replay to see the beginning, because I had two cute little trick-or-treaters today. Mackenzie and Weston are here, and so they showed their cute little boxes that we crafted before I came live, and they're all ready for Halloween. They've got a League of Their Own costumes on, and it's worth popping back to see their cuteness. Of course, I'm their grandma. I'm going to think they are the cutest. But yeah, so anyway, I will hop back on when I can. I have a lot of prep work to get ready for next week. I have 2 classes in Fairmont Tuesday, Worthington Thursday. And so if you don't see me, you'll know it's because like I'm in the pit here just stamping, die cutting, paper cutting, all that needs to happen before stamp camp can happen. So have a great weekend. Have fun with your trick-or-treaters or whatever you do. If you do something special for Halloween, enjoy it to the most. See you later. Bye-bye.